It's not your imagination. No, you're not black American. You wonder why they call you Jamaican when you're above all the other nations. It's not your imagination. No, you're not a Haitian. You wonder why they call you Puerto Rican when you're above all the other nations. It's not your imagination. They just wanna keep us down. They don't wanna see us with the crown. Judah mourneth in the gates thereof languish. They are blackened to the ground. Yeah, they keep us low key. Red daddy no see. It's more to you than them dreads and them gold tee. I never cut my beard, forget a gold tee. God your spirit like a goalie.
Bring out these curses and how it's gonna all tie together. Play that next video to show you. This is so this is what you get. You get blacks and Hispanics that will get up on a panel and argue who's the best master to serve because you don't know who you are. Play that next video.
Different fear-mongering tactics that is going to try to keep us from participating in the census. The danger of that is that what comes out of the census is how resources are distributed in your local community. So not participating in the census is not going to be the boogeyman strategy for everyone else. I think Candace's point is right, that it becomes the black or white issue when the resources go to the white community because they have convinced us that we should not do the work in our communities. The reality is that no one is going to suppress or try to suppress a vote or a count if they don't understand the power of it. So anything that people are telling you you should not participate in, especially folks from what we consider to be the other side, when they are trying to tell you that you should not participate in something, you always have to question, why is it that white folks are getting counted in their communities, that they are voting in the ways in which they should, and our communities are being told not to participate?
Because the illegals are flooding the black community.
The illegals are
all right, y'all. So I want to hear from you all.
I agree with that.
I want to hear from you all. We got a mic right here. And we've got folks coming to ask questions, and we got a long line. So if you can ask your question as quickly as possible so we can get as many in.
Now, for those of you that did not watch this, put the camera on me. For those of you that did not watch this Revolt Summit, after Killer Mike gave that grand speech of burn down the houses, kill the slave masters, and make your own, right? And do your own thing. For the next 45 minutes, not one single solution came out from T.I., Killer Mike, the women sitting on there, Candace whoever, and the Negro that looked like Carlton on the end with the sweat on his neck. For the next 45 minutes, not one person up there on the panel offered a solution of how to mobilize and do this, what Killer Mike just said, to do our own and make our own stuff. So let you know, all of that they went on there and did is just one big ass show.
That's it. Even the host was mad.
Yep.
You can see he started to get frustrated. He's like, wait a minute. I don't want us to leave the point and go back to bickering to one another. I want us to make sure we actually engage what Killer Mike just said.
In healthy conversation. How do we do, this is what he said, how do we do, what action do we put forth that Killer Mike just talked about? And it was silence.
Not even Killer Mike.
It was silence on the stage like crickets. T.I. looked around at Killer Mike. Killer Mike sat there like, And the women looked around, looked at the man like, are y'all going to say something? Please, somebody give us some solutions. Because the only solution we got is to pick what slave master serve.
That's
this summit wasn't about bringing solutions.
Nope.
This summit was only to get more Negroes to vote.
That's it.
That's it. The summit was only to get more Israelites to trust in oppression. That's why nobody up there has solutions. Now, those are the supposedly leaders of the community. And none of them have a solution?
None of them.
I will say, okay, one. But none of them have a solution?
You know what their solution is? Is what they say. Black people, you need to own businesses. Own businesses, employ your own people. How? What's the steps?
There you go.
How do we get to that point? How do we overcome redlining or the bank loaning where they give us higher interest? How do we overcome that? How do we do this? How do we do that? None of them had a plan of action to move forward right there on the panel on the spot. So they was all just blowing smoke.
Right.
That
My
was
brother
it.
up there, Jay Morrison, he was one of the
He's
brothers
great
that
come up.
He's one that you actually see. He's on the street showing the black folks how to buy homes, what to do, the value of property and everything. You actually see him. That's one brother I thought he was going to be on the panel as well.
I thought he should have been on the panel. Now, that dude, Jay Morris, I will give him his props. He knows about real estate.
Is that the brother that just bought the apartment complex?
I don't know if he just bought it or I don't know, but he got a lot.
Yeah,
he got a lot. That brother know what he's talking about when it comes to real estate, and he actually goes on the street corners and teaches brothers how to own real estate for free.
Yep.
Like he set up on the corners and do that up in Brooklyn and stuff. And so he actually got an actionable plan, a plan of action to move forward to get some sort of independence as a nation for us, right? He knows how to do it. So I do commend him on that. But everybody can't do that, right? So, but now look what else, because he's going to come up. Look what else goes along with that plan of action to have, because without what he brings up, the plan of action will never work.
It won't be established.
Go to the video.
CEO of the Tulsa Real Estate Fund.
Run it back a little bit.
Yeah, that's the brother.
Run it back a little bit.
That's the brother.
Run it back a little bit. No, not that. I don't want to hear her talk. Right there. There you go. There you go. Right there. Go back some. I want to hear his name. Go back.
Honorable Malcolm X said we suffer from political oppression.
Yeah, right there.
Our communities are being told not to participate.
Because the illegals are flooding the black community.
The illegals
All right, you all. So I want to hear from you all.
I don't agree with that.
I want to hear from you all. We got a mic right here. And we've got folks coming to ask questions, and we got a long line. So if you can ask your question as quickly as possible so we can get as many in.
CEO of the Tulsa Real Estate Fund.
He the CEO of the Tulsa Real Estate
Honorable
Fund.
Malcolm X said we suffer from political oppression, economic exploitation, and social degradation. I believe for us to end our political oppression, we need political unity. This is a healthy debate, but I think we're approaching it too micro and not enough macro. I believe if we're going to unify, we got to unify first around nationality.
Uh-oh.
So my question is, Tip knows this.
Pause it.
Bring it out.
Bring it out.
Fly, man.
Damn.
That brother fly.
That play
About to go in. Probably got to fly.
That's a heavy point. We got to unify around. That's a start. We got to unify around nationality.
Except for 9, 2, and 1.
Exactly right. And guess what? This is what our forefathers did back in the day. Nehemiah, when they came back to rebuild Jerusalem, build back up our nation. What did they tell the other nation? He said, separate from us.
You have
nothing to do with us.
That's what I was gonna pull out. Yeah, I was going to pull that out.
Go to that real quick. I know we're short on time, but we got to get through this. Let's go Nehemiah, and it might be like chapter 5 or something. Let's see. If you know where it is, get it, pull it. Let's see.
Or Ezra 4. You go to Ezra 4 too.
Nah, I wanted in the one in Nehemiah. Let's see here. Nehemiah chapter 4. Nickel did, therefore, the higher place, our family spirits, labor their work. Nehemiah chapter 4, and let's see. I walk in the God and the fear of our heathens. It might be Ezra.
Nah, it's Nehemiah.
Yeah, it's Nehemiah. There's one on Nehemiah and Ezra.
Read Nehemiah chapter 4. Nehemiah chapter 4, and I want to read verse 19. There we go. Nehemiah 2, 19 and 20. Nehemiah chapter 2, verse 19 and 20.
Nehemiah chapter 2 and verse 19. But when Sanballat, the Horonite, and Tobiah, the servant, the Ammonite, and the Geshem, and the Arabian heard it, they laughed us to scorn and despised us and said, what is this thing that ye do? Will ye rebel against the king? Then answered I them and said unto them, the God of heaven, he will prosper us. Therefore we, his servants, will arise and build. But ye have no portion, nor right, nor memorial in Jerusalem.
That ain't what I want.
Ezra 4 and 3.
9 and 2. Okay, go ahead. Read 9 and 2.
Nehemiah chapter 9 and verse 2.
Yeah.
And the seed of Israel separated themselves.
They did what?
Separated themselves from all strangers.
From where?
From all strangers.
So they wasn't trying to mingle with nobody else's nationality, no other people. They gathered themselves together as the Israelites. And what did they do? They did what they did in Nehemiah. Said, you have nothing to do with us when it comes to building. Read on.
And stood and confessed their sins and the iniquities of their fathers. And they stood up in their place and read in the book of the law of the Lord their God 1/4 part of the day. And another 4th part they confessed and worshiped the Lord their God.
So that's what we got to do. We got to separate ourselves from all the other strangers that want to, what you would say, they would try to latch on to us and then nitpick away from us our resources and things like that, and secretly divide us as a people until they end up destroying us. We got to gather ourselves together with that one mind as Israel and read out the book of the law.
That's right. You pointed that part out, the law, because our forefathers always went to the law. The law. Before anything was established, they ran to the law first.
That's it. That's exactly right. Hey, go back to the video real quick. Play it from there.
As quickly as possible so we can get as many in.
CEO of the Tulsa Real Estate Fund. Honorable Malcolm X said, we suffer from political oppression, economic exploitation, and social degradation. I believe for us to end our political oppression, we need political unity. This is a healthy debate, but I think we're approaching it too micro and not enough macro. I believe if we're going to unify, we got to unify first around nationality. So my question is, Tip knows this. We spoke about it in your Rafe outside my office. Tamika knows this. We spoke about this for years. Puff, we want to bring this to you. We need a black vote day. Not a vote day about Democrat or Republican. We need to vote about who we are as a people. Are we Africans in America? Are we Pan-Africans? Are we Moors? Are we Nation of Islam? Who is our nationality? What is our flag? What is our Constitution? What are our bylaws? What are our values? And so what I'm saying to the panel is us as leaders, can we be that intentional, Mike, about burning down both the master's houses, focusing on our own house, galvanizing all of our leaders in one place at one time to vote on our nationality, our flag, our values, and have a black vote day in real life. Can we do that?
Pause it. Now, that was all fine and dandy, but I'm telling you right now, it is a conspiracy on a blackout of Israelites. I'm telling you. Right. And all of them know that.
Come on, man. We teach that every school, man.
Where do you think he got that from, dude?
Yeah, he watched the Israelites.
He named every nationality under the sun that can pertain to us except the Israelites. I'm telling you, it's a conspiracy. They are true. I don't know if it's amongst them or if they done got a call from somebody above them that they serve saying you bet not associate yourself with them. So what they do is they throw out the stuff that they heard from us, but don't want to give the credit from where it came from.
Right. That's what it is, Cap. They know they would have to fall in line.
There you go.
And the black man don't like to fall in line.
Right.
Exactly.
Because
they like to do their own thing.
Because just the other week, we went to Chicago and we showed 1,000+ men in unity under one banner, which is the Bible, under one law, on the Constitution, which is the scriptures. T.I took what we did, he tweeted it out. So he already know the blueprint because he saw it firsthand. But then he get up there and he's quiet as a church mouse.
Bring it out.
Give me Romans 10 real quick. Romans 10 and start at verse 2.
Romans chapter 10 and
verse 1 real quick.
In verse 1. Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to God for Israel is.
For Israel, come on.
That they might be saved.
Come on.
For I bear them record that they have a zeal of God.
And that's what you saw right there. He had a great zeal. He already knew that we were lacking nationality. We were lacking our laws. Right. All right. That's the glue. Our laws. Come on.
But not according to knowledge.
Now the pieces to bring it together, we was lacking. We still lacking to this day, but not no more. Now the men of the Lord is bringing the actual glue. We have the nationality. We made the search of our fathers. We know what our heritage is. We know what caused us to be disconnected from it. Now here you go.
Yep.
Is that it on that? Come on.
For they being ignorant of God's righteousness.
There you go.
You see that? That's the part. They are ignorant of God's righteousness.
And going about to establish their own righteousness.
Politics.
That's what he wants to do. What's our flag? What's our... He wants to have a black vote day. That's because he's ignorant of the knowledge of God. He's ignorant of who he is, truly. Go to Isaiah 65:15. And for those that watch that and may watch this, put 2 and 2 together, now you understand, no doubt about it, we the Israelites.
That's right.
We are the Israelites. What other nation you hear standing up crying about having a black vote day of who we are? Let's decide on the nationality of who we are, and we can move forward from that point under one banner.
And that show you just how low our own self-esteem is.
Right.
Just how low we see ourselves as, because we fighting for one day.
Yeah.
We said we need to come together and have a black vote day. One day, that's all you worth? You only worth one day? The Lord said you the greatest in the whole universe.
That's right.
You are the greatest thing created on this side of the world. And you only voting for one day?
And I want to know who they would elect if they had that one day.
To elect to be their leader?
Right.
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z,
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, wouldn't be nobody teaching the truth. I tell you that.
That's right.
See, that's
Wouldn't be nobody teaching the truth.
Right.
Not at all. Read that, Isaiah 65:15.
Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 15.
Bring it out.
And ye shall leave your name for a curse unto my chosen.
Instead of being called my chosen, you left your name for a curse, and now you're searching for it in the last days because you're realizing everything that you done tried ain't really working. So you got to do what? We got to find out what our name is again. Go ahead.
For the Lord God shall slay thee and call his servants by another name.
Go to Deuteronomy chapter 32. Go to Deuteronomy chapter 32, and I want to read verse 26.
Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 26.
Bring it out.
I said, I would scatter them into corners.
Who was scattered into the four corners of the earth all over the world? It was us, the black man, the Hispanic man, the Native Indian man. Read.
I would make the remembrance.
I would what?
I would make the remembrance of them to cease from among men.
You forgot who you was. And now you are waking up and you coming back searching for God, so you searching for your name. Give me 2 Chronicles 7 and 14. So what is that solution for you to get that name back? Because it ain't going to be a black vote day.
Nope.
It ain't going to be a black vote day. Read that 2 Chronicles 7:14.
2 Chronicles chapter 7 and verse 14.
And we're going to go back to the video after this. Go ahead.
If my people, which are called by my name.
The Israelites, us, the black man, we call by God's name, but we don't know it. Go ahead.
Shall humble themselves.
Do what?
Humble themselves.
Stop trusting in oppression. Stop trying to pick which slave master to live up under. Go ahead.
And pray and seek my face.
Study the scriptures. Go ahead.
And turn from the wicked ways. Then will I hear from heaven.
Then what?
Then will I hear from heaven.
When you ask God what your name is, then he'll hear you. Then he'll hear you and give you that understanding of what your name is, what's your constitution, what you shall be gathering together up under, which way to go, which way to maneuver. Because check this out. All other nations who know their name, they do that. I'm going to give you a perfect example. Asians, they know who they are. So they maneuver together in one mind. How do they do that? You know what? We're going to set up shop in the black community, and we're going to do what? We're going to get nail salons. We're going to get weave shops. We're going to get damn laundromats, and we're going to get dry cleaners. And this is how we are going to build our nation here in the Babylon the Great. Although we're not captives here, but while we here, we're going to get as much money as we can, and we all going to have this same mind. And this is where all of us are. You get a laundromat, you get a dry cleaners, you get a nail salon, you get a weed shop, and then we're going to get all this money and we're going to pull it all in the one direction and send it back to China.
Every major city in America, there's a Chinatown.
Yes.
We were just in Chicago, and it looked exactly like China.
It sure did. Everyone, Chinese words on the wall. In America, black neighborhood right down the street, Chinese writing on the damn side of the building.
Shaolin Temple.
Shaolin Temple in Chicago.
Every shop in Chinatown, you got it in Chicago. You got it in Washington, D.C.
Hell, everywhere.
New York,
Literally
Miami.
everywhere. You got
Everywhere.
it. How did the Arabs unite under their nationality and come together? What did they say? You know what? We're going to get convenience stores and 7-Elevens in all these Negroes' neighborhoods. And we're going to get all these quick mark shops, and we're going to take all these Negroes' money and get it and build up our nation back over there in Iraq.
And they have their own community. And they have their own community as well.
Yep. Exactly right.
That's the crazy thing about it, because I grew up with an Ishmaelite, and he would drive 2-3 hours just to go home. I'm like, why you chilling in the hood for? And I just found out that his family rich. I'm like, what you in the hood for? He just want to try to act like he a thug. They have their own communities
get
and all.
Isaiah 30 and 20.
Bring it out.
Because everybody on that forum has heard the truth. You best believe that.
Yeah, they have.
Every last one of them have heard the truth.
And we're gonna show the video after you get the script to show you that T.I posted that video on Instagram, and he may have been looking at the videos right after, because the words he speak, it goes directly back to Israelites. Watch it.
Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 20.
Bring it out.
And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed in a corner anymore.
All the things that the so-called blacks and Spanish and Americans have been through, when it come to politics, when it come to redlining, when it come to oppression.
Right.
And the Lord said, now my teachers, the prophets that I've sent before you, they shall not be removed anymore. Read on.
But thine eyes,
your eyes
shall see thy teachers.
Read on.
And thine ears shall hear a word behind thee, saying, this is the way.
Why would they be hearing the word behind them? Because they're walking away.
Right. Yep.
We're right here telling you, this is the way.
That's right.
But you still got to go on a forum, and the brother poses the question, and none of y'all know the answer?
No.
All of y'all have seen us. All of y'all have heard the words of the Lord tell you, this is the way.
Yep.
Read.
This is the way. Walk ye in it.
Go ahead.
When ye turn to the right hand and when ye turn to the left.
This is the way. None of y'all got excuses now.
Yep.
Everybody on that forum, everybody on that stage have either seen an Israelite, heard from an Israelite, seen a tweeted Israelite video.
Got a flyer from
got a flyer from an Israelite.
Fantasia and her husband.
And we've been telling you.
Flyers from Israelites.
Right. And we've been telling you. And we've been telling you from the beginning of time, because it's the same spirits back on the earth. From the beginning of time, this is the way. Walk ye in it.
Right. Because you know they heard it, because the documentary about President Barack Obama, what they had in the documentary?
Yep, they had Israelites.
The documentary they got about the Wu-Tang Clan, what do they got in the documentary?
Israelites.
The Israelites.
Actually, one of the artists is on the Wu-Tang Clan, Killer Priest, I think.
Yeah, he's
been learning.
Hey, watch this, right? Killer Mike said we need to burn down both of the slave masters' houses.
Right.
Who is the #1 enemy to that slave master? Israelites.
Right.
So what does that tell you? That tells you something. Wait a minute. The truth is where the enemy lies. If the enemy of my enemy is my friend, this is the way.
That's right.
The same people you trying to burn down their house, they hate the Israelites for a special reason.
Yep.
They don't hate Christianity. The same, and everybody on that stage know Christianity is false. Right. They don't hate Islam. They hate the Israelites.
Yep. Right. That's right. Go back to that video. Let's finish it. Let's hear what T.I got to say.
I think it would be helpful. I do. Because I think there's a lot of conversation right now around reparations and so on and so forth. But as I have been enlightened by Brother Jay Morrison, we can't get reparations because we haven't been officially classified as a nationality. African American is not a nationality.
Whoa.
Black is not a nationality.
Whoa.
So you can't give reparations to people who don't have an official nationality. A flag, a constitution, and you have a seat at the UN. You know what I'm saying? And also, so when people ask me about reparations, I'm like, well, that's kind of putting the cart before the horse. So I understand the importance of that, but I also think that it has to be detailed instructions, line items, step by step of how to achieve this goal, so you will know exactly what you're asking people to do.
Whoa!
Hey,
pause it.
We got a long
line upon line, detailed instructions.
Little.
Right.
Sound like the Bible.
Sound just like the Bible.
Hey, sound like the book that the Israelites scream about.
Right.
Sound like what the brothers on the corner on the Sabbath scream about.
Cap, he didn't scroll through our videos after posting. He didn't see a couple of IUIC videos.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it, because he said we got to have detail. Here's the detail. We're going to end on this. Deuteronomy chapter 30, and let's read one on down real quick. We'll end it with this. Here's the detailed instruction, the details that you need to get your nationality back and to get up out of oppression.
Right.
So you ain't got to serve no slave master no more. You'll serve the Lord thy God and his son, Jesus the Christ, forever.
That's right.
Read that quickly.
Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, when all these things come upon thee, the blessing and the curse which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations.
You start to remember yourself. Go ahead.
Whether the Lord thy God have driven thee, and shall return unto the Lord thy God.
Do what?
And shall return unto the Lord thy God.
And do what?
And shall obey his voice according to all that I command thee.
All that what?
All that I command thee this day.
Moses commanded us to keep the commandments.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Thou and thy children.
Your children.
With all thine heart and with all thy soul.
Read.
That then the Lord thy God will turn thy captivity.
He'll get you up out of that oppression. God said, I'll get you up out of that oppression when you get together. Get your children together. Get your wife together. Turn to me with all your heart. Then I will turn your oppression where you ain't got to choose a slave master.
Bring it out.
Matter of fact, shoot. Our master already been chosen. Our king already been chosen.
That's right.
That's right. Self-elected already.
That's right. Jesus the Christ. Read on, verse 3. Read it quickly.
That then the Lord thy God will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations, whether the Lord thy God have scattered thee. If any of thine be driven out unto the outmost parts of heaven.
No matter where you are, go ahead.
From thence will the Lord thy God gather thee, and from thence will he fetch thee.
Read on, here's the point.
And the Lord thy God will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possessed.
You will go back to your own homeland where you will rule it. You'll be the landlords. And your master now, he'll be your servant.
That's right.
Go ahead.
And thou shalt possess it, and he will do thee good and multiply thee above thy fathers. And the Lord thy God will circumcise thine heart and the heart of thy seed, to love the Lord thy God with all thine heart and with all thine soul, that thou mayest live.
So if you want your own real estate, your own land, your own farmland to grow your own food, God says repent and keep the commandments and the faith in Christ and endure until the end. And then you will get that.
Read verse 7. Then we can go. Read verse 7.
And the Lord thy God will put all these curses
verse 8 too.
Upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee.
So the tables will be turned, right? Read verse 8.
And thou shalt return and obey the voice of the Lord and do all his commandments.
You got to do what?
All his commandments.
That's the only way you're going to get up out of here, baby. That's the only way you're going home to have all of that God has promised you. You have to do the commandments. Read.
Which I command thee this day.
That is your detailed manuscript of how to obtain your nationality, how to prosper as a nation, how to get up out of this oppression.
Now they will see the true men of God. We are not black men, we are the Israelites. That's right.
it so hard to serve God? And why when I say that I'm a Jew, it sound odd? For years I've been walking around saying that I'm a black man. I ain't saying that no more, it sound wrong, man.
This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels. Stay up to date with our latest events, music, and classroom lessons. IUIC plans to continue visiting different countries where this gospel has not been preached before. IUIC needs your help in pushing this truth. So join us. Subscribe to our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and podcast, and stay up to date with us. For more information, please visit www.israelunite.org.